out really good. And I'm gonna go to Trader Joe's and you guys are gonna see what a low carb, moderate protein, and high fat shopping trip looks like. All right, so first up you guys have avocado. You can get organic, you can get singles, right? Do whatever you want. This fat is good fat that is going to actually reduce inflammation in your body. So if you get sore, if you get aches and pains, this is actually gonna help reduce that. I'm a big fan of convenience. These are all ready-made salads. No, they are not perfect. Yes, you do have some low-carb varieties. Okay, so these are my two staples. This one is low carb, and this one is low carb. And I like being low carb and high fat, so this is what I'm going to eat. This works really well for me. You might want to try. This is my new favorite section of Trader Joe's. And the reason why, I don't see the other brand, the reason why is that this is pure coconut. They don't put, like, see? They don't put anything else in this. A lot of coconut milks or coconut creams that you see have a whole bunch of fillers. So this is actually a really, 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 really good source of fat. You can have reduced fat if you don't really like the flavor of coconut milk, but I love it. And if I put about a quarter cup in my regular shake, it gives me extra fat, and that's going to sustain me a little bit longer. If you're trying to get extra fat into your diet when you're being low carb, heavy cream is all really good stuff for you to put in your coffee. You can even spray that in it. It feels really counterintuitive and unhealthy, but these fats are not going to make you gain weight like carbs do if you're gonna have all of that stuff and flavored free stuff. So with being simple with moderate protein, I'm gonna have as many grams of protein as I weigh every day, and then I'm gonna have fat that supports that, and I'm gonna stay pretty low carb, probably around 50 carbs. This is super easy way to get some protein. You can pre-cook this and put this in containers, and then it's ready to go. And look at all this protein that you're gonna get out of it. Cage-free makes me feel a little bit better about myself. When possible, you're gonna wanna try to get animals that are fed healthy stuff and without antibiotics. 50 cents for a dozen of eggs, that just seems really weird and probably really unhealthy. So I'm gonna get these because we still wanna eat fat from the yolk. The egg whites are just a protein supplement. They are not in replacement of eggs. So this chick felt my law of attraction, or she felt my collective consciousness thinking about putting this in the video because Ben is not working tonight, which means I can have a nice glass of wine with the hubby. So yeah, we're gonna have that. It's not low carb at all. Here are more fats that you can be cooking with. If you don't know about clarified butter or ghee, they remove all of the whey protein out of it. So you're purely getting the fat. No canola oil, do not use that. Sunflower oil, grapeseed oil, sesame oil, these things are all going to, olive oil is all going to reduce inflammation in your body, which is what you want to do. So when you're high fat, to replace the carbs, you want to make sure that you're not going to have fake oils that are going to wreak havoc in your system. This is really cool. I know a lot of people that will just snack on coconut oil. I like to snack on coconut butter more than coconut oil, but these are all things that you could be cooking with. This is warm. This is at room temp, and it will go back and forth depending on the temperature in your house and what you're cooking. All right, so we finished Trader Joe's, and I'm gonna go to Sam's Club because Sam's Club has frozen single servings of fish that don't have a bunch of salt in the package to keep them fresh, or preservatives or whatever the hell you're gonna do on top of freezing, but they're sustainably caught fish, so they're not in a farm with a bunch of antibiotics. They're sustainable, which means that they're not overfishing, and it's cheap. Because sometimes when you buy healthy food, as you saw the example of the eggs, healthy eggs are $5, non-healthy eggs are 50 cents. So I know where to go get food to not break your budget. So that's what we're gonna go do now. We have a habit of wasting food, and so what I have noticed is that if I come in with just one bag, then I know we're gonna get enough groceries that aren't gonna go bad. So of course, like, we may have to go to the store more often, but this way we're not wasting food. So I'm here 8 minutes early, and I figured this would be a good time to explain to you some macros. And it's really embarrassing to be walking around with a camera, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So there's counting your macros, right? Where I'm talking about diets. So you have counting your macros where you're looking at a certain amount of grams of protein, fat, and carbohydrates. And basically what that is, it's also called flexible dieting, where you're gonna be able to eat whatever it is that you want as long as it fits in those macronutrients that you wanna go after. You can look up calculators online. You can do IIFM, I think, calculator. You can do macronutrient calculator and kind of find out what you should be doing. And the other part of that is that you can pick macronutrients to be 0 carb, which is a ketogenic diet, which for my size, it's gonna be about 40 grams of carbs in a day. You're gonna have options where you're high carb, low carb, that sort of thing, because with macronutrient counting, you usually carb cycle, which means that you go low carb and then you spike and then you go low carb. The purpose is that will not slow down your metabolism when your metabolism generally slows down when you're just reducing calories, reducing. You will lose weight to a certain point, but your metabolism drops with the weight, and that's not a good thing, because as soon as you start eating more food, you go on vacation, the holidays come around, you're gonna balloon, probably even bigger, because now you have a slower motor, that metabolism. So what I am going to do for myself is have a standard of hitting my macronutrients for my protein. So if I hit my macronutrients for my protein, for the most part, I am going to stay within a low carb range just because of my lifestyle and the things that I'm going to be eating. So my weight right now is 143, and to lose weight, I actually want to get down to 130. So I'm not going to eat how much I weigh right now. I'm going to eat in grams how much I want to weigh. So every single day, I'm going to aim to hit 130 grams of protein, and then the other stuff is going to fall into place. Now, I know how to listen to my body. I can feel when I need more satiation. Is that the right word? So I'm going to be adding more fat into my diet. So you saw I have whole eggs, I have avocados, and I have coconut milk. So I'm going to be adding that into my diet. I'm also going to have cheese. I already have cheese at home, to make sure that I have fat, since I'm not going to be eating as many carbs. So as soon as this place is open back here, I'm going to go in, I'm going to get fish. I'll show you the fish that I'm going to get, and then that's really it. I've got oats at home that I'm gonna be using. They're not low carb, they're regular whole grain oats. We do have Mahler's low carb bread that's at home, that's at Sprouts. It's like $5 a loaf, and it has 5 net carbs. And the net carbs is what we're looking for after we take out sugar, alcohols, and fiber. So yeah, should be really simple. I don't feel like dieting should be a full-time job. Simple. Simple, okay? Bye, let's go shop. Okie dokie, first protein. Look at that, certified sustainable. I really don't like cooking, so I'm gonna get stuff that's already deveined and peeled. Perfect, right? Avoid tilapia at all costs, okay? It's not just about what it's cooked in, it's how it is raised. So this is the most medicated fish you can get your hands on. Don't eat it. All right, we made it to our cod. This is what we are primarily going to be eating. You want to look for that. It's responsibly sourced. And let's see, where's the ingredients? Ingredients. That's it. They don't have a bunch of additives in it. It is purely cod. And it's going to be a 0 carb and 1 gram of fat. Remember, we don't really care about the fat right now. We care about getting our protein in and then building our meals or our other macronutrients around that. So this is perfect. I like getting frozen and not fish that is thawed, ready to go, because you can cook this from frozen. So this is cheaper $16. This is gonna last you a lot longer than getting fresh fish because you can cook this every single day. It's fantastic. I'm gonna get salmon today. I'm getting this one, not this one, because this is sustainably caught. This is wild. It does have additives in it, but this is pretty good. You know, the canola oil might cause a little bit of inflammation, but this is going to be a pretty good, better than having it farm raised. So you got to pick your battles, right? So this is going to give me a little bit of extra stuff, but this is sustainably caught. It's not farm. Side note, we have this. It's awesome. You should get one. Daisy. So Daisy, sit, sit. Daisy, sit, sit, sit. Good girl. So Daisy just got her blanket back instead of a towel. I washed Daisy and Coco yesterday. I washed Willow on Friday. Then this happened. But the good news is she somehow figured out how to poop outside her crate so that she wouldn't have to get a bath again today. So I'm happy about that. But it'll just take a second for us to get back to our regularly scheduled program. Wait, done. That actually was not as bad as it usually is. That's exciting. I think part of the problem is I got them antlers and they ate the inside of the antler and both of the Wheaties had the poops. But then we have a new schedule because Ben's a sergeant now and he's working 6:30 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. and I don't think she like figures out like when she's supposed to poop. First things first, I'm gonna have some coffee because I enjoy coffee. It's going to be really yummy, delicious coffee. And I'm only gonna make like 5 cups because Ben is asleep and when he wakes up he's not gonna need coffee. So I'm hoping this video, hey, get out of there, is gonna be super informative to you. There aren't going to be rules. There's just going to be principles and a starting point. Now, I have not had a post-workout meal or shake, and I feel fine. And I only worked out for a half hour, a little bit more than that, because today's workout was for chest, and I had to do a lot of bilateral exercises, meaning I was moving one arm at a time, so it took longer. What I've been doing the last 2 weeks that I have been able to go work out again is only doing 30-minute workouts. That's been working really well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take out all the food that I bought, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to map out what I'm going to be eating based on how many grams of protein I want to consume. That is the only factor that I'm really caring about. I know enough about food and carbs that when I eat something I can roughly say in my head, okay, this is a pretty good carb intake. Basically, I'm just not going to eat a bunch of carbs. Think of it as you're not gonna, or I'm not gonna eat a bunch of stuff that you would find in the cupboard. That's a really simple way of making this in your head so that you can actually stick with it versus having to have an app and having to count your macros and having to count your calories and all that kind of stuff. So let's do it. This one's like a little mushy. This is another really good bread. This is organic flourless sprouted bread. So basically it's more of a whole food coming from the earth versus a processed man-made carb, which are usually harder for your body to break down. This is a bunch of boiled head meat and cheese from the deli counter. And then I also have grass-fed dairy yogurts, which are great, and I feel way better And we got apples. The rest of the food's bad in there. I feel way better about eating grass-fed yogurt because I don't want to consume, I want to consume as little product as possible that comes from cows that are just a commodity and they don't really get to be living creatures. So that's why I got that yogurt. Generally, I don't touch yogurt because I just always feel really guilty when I'm eating it. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go get a piece of paper and a pen, and I'm going to map out how many grams of protein I'm gonna get each day. First of all, I'm gonna start with shakes. All right. Now, I know when you see a supplement product, immediately like your red flag goes up and be like, holy shit, this isn't real information anymore. It's just, it's gonna sell me a shake and I don't really wanna buy a shake. Hold that thought. Can you please look at all of this food and you tell me how convenient is it gonna be for you to travel with a cooler to always eat whole foods? Not very convenient. So this is where the shakes come into play. I like this dairy-free berry one. Tastes really good. This is not dairy-free. This is whey. And this is also whey as well. Obviously, that other one was chocolate. So these are my 3 favorite flavors. These are full meal replacements. And then this is my favorite single serving or single macronutrient protein powder. You can get this on Amazon. I don't think you can get it at CVS. You can get it at a bunch of places. You can get it at Sprouts. So I like that. So I am going to first build my 130. Remember, because I want to weigh 130 pounds, not 143 right now. I'm going to build my meals around 130 grams of protein. So 130 grams of protein. Bink, bink, bink. And I'm going to basically stay under 100 carbs, probably even maybe under 80. So first of all, if I'm gonna have 2 shakes a day, these have 24 grams of protein. The vegan one only has 22. So I'm gonna do 24, 22, and that is 60, 46. Okay, so we got 46 grams of protein there. Remember, I have to get up to 130. All right, so I'm going to have, and I'll put stuff away as I do this. I'm gonna have a 4.5 ounce steak serving of this cod, and that's going to be 23 grams of protein. So this is all in a day what I'm gonna have. So this is shake, vegan shake, and then I'm gonna have cod. I'm gonna have 1 serving of cod, and that's going to give me 23 grams of protein. So that's 9, that's 69. I'm at 69 grams now. All right, let's put this one away. Gotta get that protein in. So let's say I'm gonna do eggs in the morning. I'm going to have a half a cup of this. That's a lot if I'm gonna add the egg, the actual egg in with it. So 3 tablespoons is 5 grams of protein. So let's get 20 grams of protein out of this. So, oh, this is where you're gonna see how bad I am at math. Okay, so 3 tablespoons, 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm gonna do 4 tablespoons, or 4 servings, which is 12 tablespoons of egg white. And that's going to get me 20 grams of protein. And remember, I want fat, so I'm still gonna be incorporating fat. So I'll do 2 eggs, which is going to get me 16 grams of protein. Okay, so we've got 69 plus 20 plus 16. So 9 and 6 is 5, 10. All right, so I'm at 105 grams of protein so far. Deli meats, this stuff is gonna be set aside for Ben while he's working. We're at 105. Oh, I only have 25 more grams. So I can actually do this, the protein. So I'll do a serving of this protein, and that's 22 grams. 22 of a serving of protein only. So that's got me at 127. Okay, so that's good. That's a really good place to start. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to eat around that, like, or within that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have my salad as my greens when I have my fish. I'm gonna eat avocado on top of that. I may have a slice of toast, either one of those brands of toast, the low carb one or the sprouted wheat one. I am going to add 1/4 of a can to my shakes because when I did that yesterday, I felt so good. And I was, I think I woke up around 9. I didn't go to bed until 12, and then I got up at like 6:30 the first time, and then I think got out of bed around 7. So that's a really good sign, right? Like I was awake a long time. I got a great night's sleep. I hit a REM cycle, and I'm up and I'm ready to go. So that tells me that adding that little bit of fat was good for me. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll probably put, even make this one that's vanilla chai with coconut milk in it as well. Not the whole can, not even half the can, just a little bit, because 1/4 cup is 11 grams of fat. And that was great for me. So I'm gonna do that. These are gonna be snacks, you know, when I want them. There's only 18 grams of carbs in each one. You take away the dietary fiber, that leaves you with a net carb of 15. I'd probably have 1 or 2 of those, just depending. And my activity level, now that I'm lifting weights again, I'm going to be able to use a little bit more carbohydrates, because when the carbohydrates come in and it raises your insulin levels, it's also going to help build muscle. Insulin is actually a really great hormone. It builds whatever it gets its hands on. The problem with insulin and all of the carbs that we're eating is that we're not putting physical demands on our muscles, so we're actually building, growing fat versus straining those muscles in a really healthful way, having carbohydrates to rebuild the muscle, which is going to make females shrink, get smaller and firmer, and then it'll make men grow because they've got the testosterone. They get bigger and firmer. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. Thanks for being here with me. Super happy to be here on a Sunday, August 20th, I think it is, August 20th. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can follow me on Instagram at instagram.com/Lauren Michelle Herrera. You can follow me at Facebook, facebook.com/Herrera.Lauren. And if you do have any questions about isogenics, about supplementation, or about anything that you saw in this video, you can comment below, or you can text me, 805-901-0033. And also what you can do is, if you do want to get some supplements through Isogenics, you go to laurenherrera.isogenics.com. It's as easy as ordering off of any online shopping place. But if you want help with it to figure out what pack is going to work best for you and your goals, you can always shoot me that text, 805-901-0033. Have a great day.